Welcome back to Dishonored, the Knife of Dunwall. Due to the video, I've already done the necessary stuff.
Master Daud, we've been attacked by overseers. The base is lost. The men are scattered, some captured by the overseers, and their leader is in your chambers as we speak. If we can regroup and take out their leader, I believe we can still drive them back.
I want to know how the bastards found us in the first place.
Interesting. There's lots of bolts here. That's useful to know for later on. We have the equipment that we need to do the mission, and let's just get straight into it. Meeting Daud. Another stinking mouth, that's what my mother said. A mouth that'd need feeding for years on, then would sass her every time it opened. First words I can remember her saying that, when she'd drunk for so long that her eyes stopped working for good. A drunken ocean, it seemed to me. I left the patched-up shack we called home. But before heading out, I reminded her of all the times she'd put her hands on me or thrown something at my head. The night she'd rushed me like an ox and sent me down the back stair. All the times she'd told me I was just another stinking mouth. Last thing I heard was her cursing me from her bed, cursing the blind dark. Running with my pals, we had to stay sharp to make enough coin to keep from starving. Same story across the Isles, not the biggest kids, but sometimes the smartest and the meanest when we needed to be. The only way to stay off the back alley mattresses, not desperate enough to go out on the drain flats with the mudlarks, so it was the knife for us, trying to catch the eye of the Hatters or the boys from Bottle Street so they'd take us on. But when a dandy from Serkonos stepped down from his polished coach and cracked my dear Deidre's pretty head and left her twitching and dying in the muck, I snapped off one of the wooden gazelles on top of the coach and drove the splintered end into his eye as deep as it would go. Last I saw of Deidre, she was still, eyes wide to the grey sky, but now I like to remember her with a smile, laughing from the void at the one-eyed dandy with a gazelle coming out of his head. No one would take me after that. The City Watch made a full sweep once a week for months trying to catch me. Even the Grand Guard came in from Karnaca, down in Cernokos. It seems the dandy's daddy was the Duke of Serkonos. I was too much trouble for my friends from the old neighbourhood. Anyone who saw me tried to drive me away, threw rocks to get me to leave, or tried to get a bag over my head, hungry for the reward. Even the gangs cursed me on sight. Billy's bad luck, they'd say. Hexed. She'll make it bad for all of us. You may think you know what loneliness is, but I can tell you don't. By late in the month of harvest, I had a hate inside me that would have choked most. Then I met Daud. It was early in the dark morning, the only time I could go out. Walking the streets of the legal district, I saw them up ahead. 3 who looked like boys from the City Watch, but dressed out of uniform. They were out for blood and coin, running some kind of murder racket, waiting on a drunk barrister to stagger out of a bar at just the right time. I didn't see him at first, but in the flicker of an eyelid he was on them. Out of the cold night air, he used a single blade, nothing else, and it only touched each of them once, at the left side of the throat. Their blood splattered and steamed on the cobbles, quick movements, an occasional grunt, dark hair and the glimpse of a long scar down his face. When it was over, he made for the rooftops. I'd never seen the like of it, so I followed. I could have stayed and looted the poor bastards he left bleeding, could have eaten for a month, most likely, but this seemed bigger. So I tried to stay up with him, tried to stay hidden without losing sight of him. All across Dunwall, into the wrecked and ruined parts. He crossed into what I could tell was his territory, hidden sentries in odd masks. I thought I'd seen everything in the city, all the gangs, but this was something else. Clinging to roof tiles and watching from behind chimneys, I watched, then followed him into an old building. Inside was all gloom. Rotted carpets and desks full of rat-eaten papers. Paintings ruined by the wet. There were weapons and practice dummies. Men lived here in secret, training with knives and crossbows. I lost track of him and continued to explore But I was a fool. He'd known I was following and came up from behind. When I saw him, I froze, waiting for him to speak. You followed me, found this place, and now you're not begging or running for your life? There's nowhere to run, I said, and I'm not very attached to it, to tell the truth. He came close and looked me right in the eyes, trying to see some light inside that would tell him my story. You think you're already dead inside, but I'll give you something to live for. You'll fight for me and kill people like the ones who've hurt you. I just nodded, feeling relief for the first time in months. So, unless you already figured, that was Billy Lurk's first meeting with Daud. Memoirs, excerpt from a captain's deathbed memoirs. I tell you, the very sight of the animal is uplifting. Its size rivals the largest boats, and its songs resound across the ocean. The great fins are as long as 2 men. A single fin is as black as the rocks at the bottom of the darkest waters, but the remainder of the animal is as white as Tyvian snow. Even the tentacles hanging beneath its face are the palest white, twisting and dragging in the cold depths. When the great whale breaks, everything else is lost from focus, distant and diminished, as if you were transported to a lost, lonely place that does not, cannot exist. My entire life I ran after this dream, burned into my mind when I was but 10 years old. Since my first year at sea, the apparition has never left me. I've hunted its trace, following half-told rumours or the thinnest of clues. Part of a song played by musicians in a Morley pub at the edge of a town north of Kilkenny, once from a sketch found among the belongings of a dead sailor. On rare occasion I was guided by more substantial evidence, an evening's meal and conversation with a captain who had sighted the great whale a season past. At 13 I was already well familiar with whaler foam, and by 16 years I was second captain, sailing uncharted stretches of sea. When I got my own rickety boat at 20 I was already known as the bloodiest whale hunter in all of the Isles, the most consumed, the maddest with frustration. Hunting and killing hundreds of whales, I never saw it again. I drove my ship and my men like hounds in the worst winter. Over a lifetime I carried my hope of seeing it, touching the cool dead flesh once it was hoisted over the deck. I needed to hear its song again, to understand the effect it had over me, to immerse myself in its final moments of life. Now, racing against my age and infirmity, my growing madness is killing this vision, this childhood dream, so that I wonder if it was ever real to begin with. My life seems already written, and I have failed. I realize now that it was crazy, this dream. Did it really exist in this world? In mine? Yes. A whale with tentacles. That sounds most interesting. Okay, so there are overseers. I think those masks protect them. Ugh. You saw nothing. I tell you nothing. Okay, so how do I do this then? So there are one guy there. Save the game. Magic will not work. Where is that device? Also, I wonder why this fellow didn't disappear. He should have been unaware. I'm going to reload because of that.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Indeed, I believe so.
This is going to be painful. Okay, that didn't work. Time for reloading.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Chances are very good.
That's one of them. Two of them. Aha. This is not going to be ideal. Save the game and swap to Bolt. Okay, so they didn't notice. However, they will notice me when I get up here.
For the last time. Is Daud.
If I put down an arc mine here, and I take choke dust, and I throw that over there,
It's going to be bad. Damn it!
that's one of them down.
Now you're here somewhere, scum. Hold on. Someone's down.
And that's both of them down.
Cut the rope. My hands are tied. Okay. I'll watch for your sign.
Perfect.
If I could just say, the men aren't happy. The prisoners are secured, but the interrogations have been unsettling. The ones that talk
There we
are
go.
worse than the ones who won't. And there's still no sign of Daud. We wait. Daud will show. Remind the men that they're overseers in the Abbey. That Daud is an aging mercenary who has deluded his followers for years. Yet,
A body. Where are you? Someone will pay for this. Someone's down. Reveal yes, of course. I know you're here.
Okay, so we need to eliminate the Overseer Hume and 3 more assassins.
Where are you? We'll find him. Shout if you see him. Okay, he got away. You'd like to reveal me to heaven Eric's mind, but that won't be nothing after all. I'm out.
You're just gonna stand there?
restrict the wandering eyes that look hither and yonder for some.
That's rather annoying with him standing there.
If I get another crack at this guy.
Assume I can't get up there either, so... Let's go grab the letter. Overseer Pike, I've taken the Commerce Building. A temporary headquarters has been set up in a nearby structure. My men are dealing with a number of captives that should prove to be very informative. We have achieved a total victory here, catching the enemy by surprise. The plans for a larger coordinated assault were obviously unnecessary. I am confident that Daud will show himself and will be in our custody shortly. Overseer Leonard Hume. Well, no. Didn't quite work out the way that...
What fell upon them was of their own making.
Probably ran into Empress.
How did they see me all the way from over there?
When I find you, it's going to be bad. Damn! Someone's been killed!
Let thy hands not be restless. Reveal yourself.
I should have used an arc mine up there.
Know you're here!
Let's go grab the bone charm while they roam around knowing I'm here. Swift Shadow. What does that do? Move forward faster while in stealth mode. That sounds nice.
Think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night? Indeed.
Up there.
I'll earn another promotion.
Ah. That's just annoying.
Right to her advantage. She has to see reason.
Blink over there.
Righteous and pure, I do every man's work.
None of this would have gotten so bad if that damn fool Corvo hadn't killed the Empress.
For the restless hand shall be raised against the common will.
Okay, so poof.
Someone will pay. I know you're here.
Well, obviously I'm here.
Thy hands not be restless. Reveal yourself.
Check under everything. Coward got away.
As a matter of fact, I did not, but...
Give yourself up. You know you're weak at heart.
Where are you?
It's slightly amusing to see these people walking up and down and up and down. Just like they don't believe that their friends have done a proper job. Okay. Now let's put down an arc mine here. These books, I believe we read in the main campaign. And... ouch. Nice and easy. Save the game. It's a bolt. And this is Daud's journal on Billy Lurk. Billy Lurk watches me closely, studying my decisions, each move I make. That's nothing new. Even as a kid there was a quiet curiosity there. Though curiosity is not quite the right word. But lately it seems more intense. I'll feel the hairs on my neck standing up, only realizing a moment later that Lurk is on a roof or a balcony nearby. Some mornings, some of my papers seem to be moved, maybe poured over. When we're alone and Bill is comfortable with the mask off, questions come from odd angles, unrelated to our mission or to a specific target. Questions about what I'm thinking, about my attitude toward the target. It's odd. Something to watch, another puzzle. Every one of my whalers is good, though my gifts seem stronger in some of them than in others. The outsider's mark is a mystery in this way, not something I can control. Those who remain with me either gain the use of my extraordinary abilities, or they don't. Those who don't, I just push toward the blade, the crossbow, or the study of poisons. Everyone among them serves in some way, and together we've spilled a sea of blood. Lurk is a quicker study than most, but stays aloof from the others. It's no matter to me, as long as orders gets carried out. Okay, so there is a guy out there. And there is one out there. Okay, save the game and very, very quickly do this. Yeah, I'm slightly too visible at this angle. Let's get up here.
Reveal yourself.
When I find you, it's going to be bad. I know you're here somewhere, scum. Okay, he got away.
Actually, I didn't, but I'm fine with that sentiment.
Give yourself up. Come out. We both know you're weak at heart.
Am I?
No, I'll find you.
Okay, so they seem to want to go out there.
Where did you guys that look hither and yonder? But brings calamity in the next. None of this will
Take out this guy. And then we have this guy in here left. I believe there's a tall bookshelf we can go up on here. And then Foof. Save. Okay, I will briefly pause the recording while trying. I need to do something very quickly. Okay, there we go. That probably is weird for you guys watching, that I'm saying that, oh, I just need to go do something, and I'm pausing the recording, and to you guys it's just like nothing happened. Maybe some bizarre thing, like a little jump in the scene or something, but I'm It was actually in a phone call. I do really enjoy that new feature of OBS being able to pause the recording. Okay, so here's a book about the whalers. This is an excerpt from a journalist's report on organized criminal activity. One gentleman of advanced age saw that his brother had been taken by the Whalers, a notorious gang associated with a man called Daud. According to Peter Mansfeld, his brother Radolf was proud of working with the Royal Spy Master's Responsible Citizens Group. Sorry. Feeling no shame in reporting on what he perceived as shady dealings by his rivals at the fish markets. But this might have been the source of his trouble. On the 6th evening of the month of Hearts, Radolf came storming into Pieter's home, white-faced and panic-stricken, claiming to have been chased by a group of ruffians wearing the leather suits and vapor masks used by the men working in the whale oil factories. Pieter gave him supper and drink, sending him on his way later in the night, after which Radolf was never again seen. Indeed. Okay, so there is another captured assassin down there.
This one's done. There isn't any fight left in him.
The question
No wonder they
is,
keep to the shadows. They're nothing in a
if I use an arc mine there, jump up here, and I can get another arc mine. Oh, I'm going to let your hands be quite restful.
When I find you, it's going to be bad.
Yes, it's going to be very bad, but not for me.
We both know you're weak at heart.
My hands
Let's release
are
this
bound.
one.
But thank you. I'll wait for your word.
Get up there. Oh, there's a bone charm there. Heretical artifact. Please log this superstitious artifact. It was found on one of Daud's men in a training area within the commerce building. There should be a crate in the temporary headquarters for items of this nature. Deposit it there after you create a log entry for it. Overseer Marcus. How can you people seriously think that it's heretical to use bone charms? How am I supposed to do that? Can I? Yes, I can. Okay, that helps.
Damn! Someone's been killed.
Yes. Very much so.
I'll find you.
I don't think so. What I think is that I'll find you. There we go. What's he off to? Now the question is, can I get up there? Yes, I can. Turn on this again.
Is it true that more bone charms have been taken from apostates since the plague started?
Two of them are now coming up this way. 3 of them, actually. I can Probably do this.
Someone will pay for this. I know you're here somewhere, scum. I gotta get back right now. I'm going to find you, whoever you
And this.
outsider. Someone's down. Someone's been killed.
These explosive arrows are quite useful.
Someone will pay for this.
Um,
Damn it. Someone's down. I know you're here somewhere, scum. Someone will pay for this. We know you're here. Check everywhere.
if you guys would buy, thank you.
I know you're here.
It's one way to get rid of most of them.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
I am. Don't worry about it.
Give up. It was nothing.
It was
I
nothing.
know you're here somewhere, scum.
Let's go down here and take him out quietly.
Probably just over.
Same with this guy. And now we need to be fairly quick at getting up somewhere, I believe. No, we were seen. The music. Ah, so much we have to redo. Oh well, that'll teach me not saving.
This one's done.
However, this tactic is quite useful.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
And can link there. Dump that guy there. Then free this assassin.
I'll wait for your word.
Take the bone charm. I already read that. Get up there. Save the game. Quietly and go up there. Boom.
Damn it! Someone's down. Last night, indeed. Hold on. Someone's down.
I'm aware that someone's down. I
know
just
you're here.
killed both of them. Get him there. I think he saw me. I'm pretty sure he saw me. And he's going to see me as well. Okay, so boom.
The other fool. I know someone is here.
Damn it! Someone's down.
Oh, that's actually quite gross. Anything else here? Severed body part. Indeed. Take the explosive bolt at the choke dust. And poof.
What is it? Probably rats.
Save the game, yeah. Yes. Excellent. Cool.
Someone's down. I know you're here.
Oof.
When I find you, it's going to be bad. Oh, I'll find you.
Where are you lot off to? I'm not down there. I'm in here. That's actually kind of amusing.
When I find you, it's going to be bad. Someone's down. We know you're here. We'll find you.
Check under it.
Okay, so there's one of them coming up this way. Oh, stand still. Yeah, I know someone's down. Game again. Sure is a lot of them. You're absolutely right that I'm here.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
Okay, let's get up there. So where are the rest of you? I'm pretty sure there is one somewhere down there. Yep. He's wearing that mask, so I have to be very precise with this bolt. That was a rather nice hit. Question is,
Someone's been killed. Thy hands not be restless. Reveal yourself. When I find you, it's going to be bad. Damn it.
okay,
Someone's down.
blah.
Oh, I'll find you.
Throw him down there.
Where are you?
Move quietly,
Be restless.
gently back in here.
A body. Flush him out. Someone will pay for this. I know you're here.
That's two of them down.
When I find you, it's going to be bad.
I think it's only the one over there
I know
left.
you're here somewhere, scum.
Now he's out for the count as well. And I think that that's a good place to end the episode. I have no idea how long this episode is going to be, but I might have an episode that's 10 minutes, for all I know, because I can't remember this specific level. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.